Yo, what up? What up? Good morning. Good morning. GMGM. Thursday. Woo-wee. Ooh, I'm feeling good today. Yeah, because I slept like 9 hours. September 18th, 2025. Look at that. Another beautiful day to have a beautiful day. I got my co-host in the house, Tyler. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Tyler. How you doing today?
I'm good. It was the most important FOMC of our lives. It kind of delivered. We're green. We're green this morning. We're happy about that. But our quant Mando has expressed some caution. So we will see.
Did he tweet the caution?
A bit. He did reply to Wiz and say that he largely agreed with the Wizard of Soho's position that recession fears are higher. They want to see out pumps from here. I think not quite as overly bullish as we were hoping from FOMC, but we'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll get into that. I think I may be seeing him again tonight. So if we don't see him right now, I'm gonna go square up with him in person. Okay. I'm gonna ask him to retract here, Tyler. Here, or maybe explain. See what the hell's going on with these takes, and make sure. Just be sure of what he's saying. Anyways, today on the show, let's talk obviously about the topics from markets, whatever, FOMC, blah blah. We'll go over that. Seems like a lot of the bearish takes were a little bit overdone here, Tyler, but we'll discuss that in a second. I'm sure you got the two last bulls standing, in this show. So, thank God for us, Tyler, and Mando too. I mean, he's quite bullish. Because even though he'll be like caution, he'll still be 100% invested. You know what I mean? So thankfully on FOMO hour, I mean, underexposed is pretty bullish, and you guys are quite bulls. I think we're bigger bulls than underexposed, right, Jeeps? I see you down there. And then, but thankfully on the Degenz network, right? There's like the last bull standing over here, last line in the sand. So we'll talk markets, we'll talk topics. There's a lot to unpack. Again, over the last 24 hours, it was packed one more time. Gotta love September. And then last but not least, YEET. YEET. We're going to do 2 giveaways today and 2 Fridays. That's how we're going to run it, which is awesome because we didn't do Monday or yesterday. And the code today, Charlie's codes are great, dude. I got to say, I felt bad that he couldn't pump yesterday's code because it was the great one. But today's code is infinitely up. So if you're on kick.com, you can find us there, though we do stream as well on X, but on Kick is where you get to, I think it's just better streaming quality and you get to win some money. So make sure you check us out. So anyways, without further ado, Tyler, let's see what's in store for us today.
For daily NFT and crypto analysis, Tyler D on FOMO hour cause the kid can't miss.
Ready to bash some bears. Yeah, folks, crypto majors are very green here this morning. After yesterday's FOMC meeting, Powell did announce they cut rates 25 bips. He called it a risk management cut. It was somewhat hawkish, somewhat dovish, probably fairly neutral overall. Stocks are green here this morning. So stocks are rallying. Gold is down. The 10-year is up quite a bit. So I think that's the surprise. The 10-year rate is up about 0.1%. So I think the bond market has been a bit messy, which is driving some of the fears that are out there right now. But overall, the crypto markets have responded incredibly well. PENGU, top mover on the day, up 14%. AVAX, up 10% as well. Huge month for AVAX, now up 40% on the month. BNB, oh boy, hit $1,000 a token for the first time ever. BNB is on a moon mission. Hyperliquid, got to give them the shout out as well. New all-time high. I think they hit 59 yesterday. Interestingly, on the same day that a Hyperliquid competitor touted by CZ himself debuted, and that token ran 500%. It's hanging out around 55 cents, 4.5 billion FTV as well. We'll get into that more later on. Going through the headlines here, the Bitcoin ETFs saw 51 million in net outflows yesterday. So actually broke the ETF inflow streak of 7 days. Interesting, as we are up in green on the day. So those ETF buyers are going to be purchasing a little bit higher here today. Moneygram is embracing stablecoins in partnership with Crossmint. Big news for its 50 million customers across 200 operating countries. Kraken and Circle are also partnering to expand into the stablecoin game with USDC and EURC integration. And then in a strange headline, a golden statue of Trump holding a Bitcoin was installed outside the U.S. Capitol building. This was not by the government. This was by an independent group of folks, but still a pretty funny image to be seen. In corporate treasuries and ETFs, the big news here, the SEC approved a generic listing standard, which is greatly going to accelerate the approval process for crypto ETFs. So a whole lot more ETFs are coming. Also, that Doge ETF finally goes live today. We've been waiting for it. Doge ETF live today. In token airdrop and protocol news, ASTER, I talked about it a little bit earlier. It did soar yesterday, boosted by a rare bull post from CZ. Project X over on Hyper EVM, they announced their phase 2, allowing any coin from any chain to be traded directly on their platform with zero aggregator fees. So that was a big one. TokenWorks and Punk Strategy, oh boy, they're rolling out their tech and their perpetual machine to other NFT collections. They're going to start today. Pudgy Strategy, Ape Strategy, Dickbutt Strategy, Moonbird Strategy, and Meebit Strategy, and then rolled out to other NFT collections as well. That Punk Strategy token basically doubled on the news. I think it hit 29 million at peak. A touchdown from there today. And then we saw Bio Protocol raise $6.9 million in seed funding led by Arthur Hayes. Let's see, rounding this out, that was the majority of the headlines in NFTs. Jack Butcher's Gas Wars did mint out yesterday in a literal gas war. The floor rose briefly to around 0.7 ETH. It was around 0.35 ETH here this morning. And then Pavel Durov, he is bull posting those Telegram gifts, those ton NFTs. He shared a post this morning with their 30-day growth, and basically all the collections are up somewhere 50 to 70% or more. So all the way at the top, those Telegram NFTs are being embraced. And yeah, that's pretty much the rundown.
Okay. Love that. I mean, let's start with the majors because of FOMC. 25 bips. Did I hear you were calling for 50 bips on the show yesterday, Tyler? You were on one, huh?
I was. I bet it as well, so I lost the bet.
It's true.
It was a huge long shot bet, right? So it's not like I thought it was a coin flip. And my last buy was at 3 cents, so 30 to 1. What was most interesting to me, though, about it, we'll get into crypto majors, but maybe we just get right into FOMC. The disparity across the Fed governors in what they all wanted to do. So I just sent you the tweet, but basically, like Stephen Miran, the newest Trump appointed effectively Fed governor, he wanted 50 bips and then 5 cuts to happen this year. The majority of the governors are saying 2 more cuts this year. That's 9 out of 19. But one of them wants to see a rate hike. So we've got on one hand, Stephen Miran who wants 5 more cuts. And then on the far other hand, one who wants to see a hike.
I'm so confused. Like, well, how does one of them think a hike is a smart way to go about this?
There's no way these are rational responses, I think, is my reaction to this.
Is it a meme or something?
I'm not a macro economist by any means or an expert in this field. But when I see this kind of disparity, it feels like it's more politically motivated than data-driven to me. So that's one of my reactions to this. It makes me wonder, I mean, how can you even have a read on what this group of folks is going to do in the near future when you've got this kind of disparity? But
stupid.
It came in line with what most people thought, 25 cuts, 25 bips cut, and then they telegraphed effectively 2 more the rest of the year. So if you look at CME board, 83%. Let's see. Oh, wow, it's down to 75%. So 2 cuts. Remainder of 2025 is at 75%. That actually was closer to 85 yesterday, so it is down a touch. But that is still a heavy favorite. Powell called it a risk management decision. He did allude to the jobs reports being revised and the job in general weakness in the job market, but he didn't make a huge deal out of it. It kind of made it seem like they're still fighting inflation and jobs on a more of a 50-50 basis than leaning into one. He also interestingly said he doesn't have any concerns with that Bureau of Labor Statistics, the BLS data, which has been the body of data that has been revised every month, like massively. And we're seeing these revisions come a few months after. So at least he is telling the people he is not concerned about this data, but I don't see how he possibly is not. So that I thought that was all. He's just not telling us the reality. It was my read on Powell's comments on that data, which is obviously terrible. Markets are somewhat of a mixed reaction. I mean, clearly crypto majors are very green. Bitcoin's 117.6 at the highest level it's been in a month. Yeah, we literally haven't been this high since August 18th.
I'm just believing our lines.
ETH outperforming, SOL outperforming. The 10-year going up after a rate cut is what I think what gives folks pause to a degree, which is related to some of the action in the bond market. Sorry, give me a second.
Yeah, I guess. You guys feeling bearish looking at this chart, y'all? What is the chat thing here? I mean, you guys are watching us live on Kick, watching us live on X video. We can see your comment on the screen. I mean, what do the people think here? You know, I don't know. I'm having a hard time here. I'm having a hard time, Tyler. I don't see it.
I'm still very, very bullish, and I opened some longs yesterday.
Whoa!
On the back of this news.
So what are we long it?
I added a SOL long on the back after FOMC and the Ford Industries $4 billion DAT news. I'm not early to the trade by any means. The time to do that was when the DATs were first announced, about 20% lower from here. But if Kyle Samani and crew are going to pump another $4 billion into SOL, I think it's going to outweigh the sell pressure.
Solana is looking so good, dude.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
total breakout.
We've been just saying this since like literally here. But the thing is, look at this, right? You have Solana right now that's needs to break 250, which is a multi-year, like sort of like ceiling for Solana. Like we're talking about a 4-year ceiling, which is like 40 years in crypto. You're telling me once it breaks that, we're not going to full price discovery. Like there is like the bull case for Solana here is insane. And not only that, it's like a blockchain that on top of having like its Tom Lee moment kind of right now, right?
Mm-hmm. Is it Samani? Is Samani?
I think it's gonna be Samani. I said it last show, right? I think a couple of days ago we talked about it. Like, I mean, at least he's trying. So he's trying to be that, right? The point being, like, all the apps are Solana. Like, besides Hyperliquid, which is the greatest trading platform ever made, and the winner of the cycle. What else do people use here? Solana for everything they do. Whether it was the cards thing for Pokemons, where was it on? Solana. Pump Fund, where's that on, huh? The whole meme coin cycle, where's that on? Solana, like, even right now, like, there's a lot of DPIN, RWA narrative. Like, Solana is no longer just that. There's a lot of people are starting to look into more DeFi plays with Solana. Like, how many multi-billion-dollar companies have spun out of Solana this cycle? Like, it has much more to it than that. I think calling for $500 Solana this cycle is not like a moonboard kind of stupid, overly bullish take anymore.
I agree. And that's effectively the move that the ETH 2,500 to 4,900 move.
This one, right? So it broke that ceiling, right? Even after 4,000 kept going, right? But, yeah, this move. Talking about.
The setup is the same. I mean, we kind of did the math on yesterday's show, but the $4 billion in buy pressure coming from Ford Industries is effectively $16 billion in buy pressure for ETH on a market cap adjusted basis. And we saw what happened with ETH, right?
I think we're like halfway.
And it had the ETFs, so Solana doesn't have that kind of ETF inflows yet. We know the ETFs are coming and probably coming soon, but yeah. I'd be very surprised. I mean, I'm positioned for Solana to hit all-time high this year. I'd be very surprised if it does not. Is it going to go straight to 475? I mean, that's a little bit tougher of a picture, but it also wouldn't necessarily shock me to see it go there across a few months, especially if any other DATs. You basically need another DAT to throw its hat in the ring, and you need some ETF flows. I think it's probably the bull case for it to actually go that far. But I don't know. I like to set up quite a bit.
I mean, this line still shocks me. Like most people were positioned on a no forever. And I think we called this way back also. It's new Solana time by end of the year. I think people are starting to catch on to that. Like, I think Solana breaks all-time high and you'll see Solana at like 350, 375, like right after. Moments later. And this time it won't be because Trump launched a meme coin on the chain. So it's better, right? Though that was nice, but
Much better.
yeah, it's a much more technical all-time high. So super bullish. The other one, I mean, might as well go there because you mentioned, I mean, AVAX is looking really good. But again, like same reason as Solana, right?
They've got the DAT flows coming as well.
This
I think
can
they're doing a marketing push as
Yeah.
well, and I mean those things matter. And
yeah,
the chart's starting to look good.
yeah, it's getting there. You know, I only have one friend talking about this, and he wrote an article on it last week, and I did not say it.
Eigen?
40%, dude.
Yeah, I actually saw an article about Eigen. Maybe it was from your friend.
Lanamore? Lana? The
forget,
punk,
I
crypto
forget
punk?
who wrote it.
Here.
Oh, well, Eigen was tied into that big Google story from yesterday, and I did not really dig into that one.
Right.
What was the?
Because this makes sense, right? That bid, public ETH buyers staking, restaking Eigen. Like, what platforms do you think, like SBETs and Bitminers, are going to use to stake and restake their Ethereum? Some people think they're going to start making their proprietary platforms, but it doesn't work like that. It's like similar to the Aave trade, right? Like, where do you put your ETH, right? And Eigen is going to be one of them. I think Joe Shalom, the co-CEO of SBET, talked about Eigen. Eigen is part of the consortium that's partnered with SBET, right? Eigen Cloud and everything. Like, in retrospect, you look back like, oh, duh, it was so obvious. But like, I only know one person, that took this trade. And it's really good. Look at that. It's still going.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
Huge trade. Yeah.
It looks like Google is integrating Eigen Cloud.
Yep.
So, okay, so we're excited. I'm reading from the Eigen Cloud post from 2 days ago. We're excited to be a launch partner for Google Cloud's new agent payments protocol. So that this new massive Google Cloud AI agent protocol that they're launching is going to have Eigen as a partner. That's about as big of a headline as you can get right there. I miss this. So I mean, Eigen looks. So what is Eigen trading at?
It's trading at 2. So the FDV, let me go there. And it's also like literally good tech. Like, I don't know it's a meme, but like Eigen is really good tech, bro. You know?
Well, it's important, right? It's a real conversation because so many people, like we talk about memes. We've had the meme seasons. There is a growing cohort of folks who want to put their money in real protocols.
FDV 350.
All right. I mean,
That's
the room to run. What, just the all-time high? It's at what, 2.5x?
Yeah, dude, there's a lot of room here.
Almost
Even
3x?
less. I think if you go to all, hold on, let me move back to the. Yeah, ETH is like, let's say, let's call it here. Let's do about 540, 2.5.
I need to throw a cheeky Eigen.
I mean, now it's got that. It's at that level, right? So you're either breaking through that to like 3 something at the mountain, but there's so many sleepers, right? It's pretty wild.
The funding is high on Eigen on Hyperliquid. It's 100% annualized. So we're not the only ones looking at this.
Well, because of today, right? Like, look at these candles. Like, this is dailies. Like, the last 2 days are like insane. Like, I think it's top gainer probably in the last 2 days, right? Probably alongside like ASTERs and stuff. That's for obvious reasons. But like, if I go, where's the top gainer losers here? But I was just surprised. Like, you know, obviously ASTER, but not even. Wow. 20. Let's go 7 days. Well, I'm surprised. It's not even top. No, that makes no sense.
Maybe because it's not top 100.
Is it not?
It might not be.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. They call it Eigen Cloud here, previously Eigen Layer. Oh, okay, so it's 2, 3, 4, 5. It's
one
up
more then, yeah. So it's up
40%.
It's up 30% on the day. Oh my God.
Yeah. It's today. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I should put 24 hours then. That's what I thought. It's today. There you go. Yeah. After ASTER, which obviously that's a separate case, it's literally the top gainer in crypto. You know what I mean?
But I mean, the chart looks great, zoomed out, and like it's not like you missed the move, right? I mean, it's been grinding up for 6 months basically. It's tapped $1 3 times over the summer, effectively. Yeah. So now like it's 100% off the bottom, but it's still again 250% off all-time high.
This is giving me like Chainlink trade vibes. When like whatever happened to that, but like it's giving me like vibes of Chainlink here.
relatively low market cap to FTV ratio. So 20% of the tokens are out. So need to be aware of that to a
Yeah, of
degree.
course.
But looks good. Looks
Right. Anyway, so that I wanted to shout this out because I thought that was like a pretty good trade that I saw on the, near me. That was nice. Anyways, there's a lot to cover.
Let's get to
another one-
tokens. Let's talk BNB hitting 1,000.
Yeah, that's exactly where I wanted to go. Because then we're gonna lead into the conversation about ASTER. I definitely want to go there because I wasn't on the show yesterday. I think it happened after. I mean, BNB. Mando did drop the cheeky BNB call on the show when? 2 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks? We talked about it. We looked at it at 7 something and said, yo, this could go much higher. It was here. Sorry. It was like Mando. It was like what, here? And I was like, wait, like you should pay attention to that. I mean, look at this chart, guys.
It just goes up only.
What an incredible technology.
And it doesn't look like it wants to slow down by any means. And we know Binance has got some fundamental momentum right now, right? They're close to escaping the compliance monitor from the DOJ.
Would you think that's a front run of that?
No, of course, yeah. But like, can that be fully priced in? Like what they're able to do? Like I don't know, right?
At some point, it will be, right?
Yeah.
Like at $800, it wasn't.
I mean, I'm not personally like. I think it is a very strong token. I'm not super interested in buying it.
Yeah.
Just
See, we talk about this guy and he shows up. I swear to God, but we'll say Mando. The rumor has it that if you look in the mirror while you brush your teeth and you say Mando, 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 it appears above your shoulders. Like every time. What's up, Mando? Bom dia.
How are you?
Phenomenal. We're doing good. We're just talking. No, you. Oh, I know. Big conference. Actually,
big
Chris, your
conference.
thoughts after that? Yeah.
Yeah. What are we talking about? The market?
Well, we were talking about the market, but we kind of already went over like the market and FOMC and all that, so we don't have to rehash. But we were just talking about BNB, which probably is going to lead to ASTER. But I was just saying to Tyler, and we were just talking about this how 2 weeks ago about $800. You're like, wait, this could keep going, especially with like the regulatory overhang that's starting to feel like it might go away. And here we are, $1,000 token. I mean, wow.
Yeah, I think it can keep going. I think if this is just the beginning of potentially that headline, if Binance ends up getting a US exchange, its US exchange back, I think it would be, and a pardon for ZZ, and it really unlocks Binance and that whole chain. So yeah, I think it's probably going to be the best performer out of majors for the next bit. I wouldn't fade that. On the Fed stuff, look, I didn't walk away from it being like, oh my God, like buy everything. That's basically what I didn't walk away from it being. Maybe I am wrong on that. Like the ones, I mean, you heard about the alts which I owned beforehand, which PENGU was clip that as well. That's the one that bounced the strongest because I think of that strategy. But other than that, I am cautious here because I think we suddenly get into this sort of like data dependent situation, and I think he cut 25 bits, but he was pretty cautious in his commentary. And I think we had initial jobless claims today. They came in actually under expectations. The market still kind of dipped after it. We get one bad jobless figure, and I do think you're going to get like a not nice couple of days. Let me put it that way. So I actually think the volatility stays with us now, post-Fed. I still think we're heading higher. I still think Bitcoin will head towards all-time high by the end of October. But I don't think it's like, oh, the Fed's in the back of the mirror now, like to the races. I'd be very aware that like one bad bit of data could like really set us off course and trade like that as well. So like if you're up an insane amount on something, I would still be taking profits and either rotating it to Bitcoin or stables. I think we're in for a period here of sustained volatility.
What do you make of the 10-year going up after the cut?
Yeah, I mean, 10 years is a very difficult bit of the curve to kind of judge during a rate cut cycle because, like, it's 10 years out. So I think it does often happen because people are like positioning for it, and it's very difficult to know like the 24-hour reaction to anything because it's like how much has been priced in, did people price in too much, all this sort of stuff. But my gut wasn't really like, oh, this is going to do well, or this is going to not do well after this. I do think, and I just said, like, I still think gold, Bitcoin, money printing is all heading higher. But what I do think is now we're not out of the woods, basically. Like, if big bits of data for the whole of the summer, in some ways, well, for the large majority of the summer, we kind of knew we were getting a rate cut. It was always pretty high odds that we were going to get a rate cut. Throughout August, end of July, like, it was pretty sustained odds that we were going to get a 25-bit rate cut. Now, I think what you end up in the situation is that if we get some weaker economic data, and then Powell was as kind of like, oh, we're going to wait and see mode, but the jobs market's weak. I think the market could have a little bit of a wobble. That is my gut. Now, that's a stock market wobble rather than like a gold wobble, but that's why I'm still a little bit more cautious on stuff now. I would say after that, I kind of felt like we'd be off to the races. He'd be like super dovish and all this sort of stuff, but it doesn't feel like that way.
I know I'm seeing you being bearish with on a timeline.
I'm not being bearish. To be clear, I'm still. I mean, who else is saying Bitcoin all-time high when I said it? And I don't think it's one of these like my gut tells me we're going lower things. What I think is that we're going to be volatile, like really volatile now. And sometimes that's good for like alts, but sometimes it can be it can be pretty nuts. Everyone like dived into alts on the back of that headline.
Yeah, that was
That's basically what I
crazy.
saw, right? Like I said, like I had some alts which did really well yesterday, but my gut was like, that feels like it could get smashed one day, with the way that we're now set up for the next month or two.
All right. Well, let's see where that goes. But we're definitely looking good this morning, though. Let me tell you all that with Bitcoin at once above almost 118, guys. Jesus.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad. We're looking not so bad. All right, and ETH is back above 4,600. Solana 240. I mean, Solana's insane, etc. We're talking about BNB right now. We may as well talk about the biggest thing that happened yesterday on the timeline. Tyler, you all over it? ASTER.
The hyperliquid of Binance, of BNB. So this is ASTER is a protocol that is a perps platform. The look and feel, like if you look at it, it looks very, very similar to hyperliquid. I think it caught on a lot of folks' radar when CZ posted about it yesterday in a rare bull post where he even pulled the chart up and said, hey, this looks good. I think his investment company, his fund is invested in this. And yesterday they did their token drop, their TGE, and it basically just went up in a straight line. I mean, you have the chart up now. It's hanging out at 57 cents now, effectively all-time high. So that's, what is that, 4.5 billion FTV? I have not done deep research on what the protocol is itself.
57 cents. Jesus. Jesus.
The bull case for this one is pretty clear. It's perps. It's backed by CZ. Newer token.
This is exactly like hyperliquid.
Pressure.
BNB season. I feel like we're going to see a few of these. Like, remember the BNB meme season?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
BNB DeFi crime season. That's what we're in for. Yeah.
Literally, like I was talking about this with Wiz this morning, Mando, and I was telling the boys, I was like, go to like the Easy Labs investments that they made, right? Easy Labs being the venture arm of CZ, etc. Go look into who has a TGE from now until end of year and just ape the TGEs and a 50YOR, of course. But like, I think there's money to be made over there. Like they're gonna run it up. The whole $1,000 catalyst, huge. DOJ, pardon, bang, bang, bang. Like there's there's a cook there. And I'm saying as someone who has no position in this, zero. I don't have a single dollar raised onto BNB yet. But I'm considering, I don't know, loading up at 100 grand for fun, like playing that game. Cause like, I think there's going to be something there. What do we think for Aster? I mean, it's clearly like, I mean, you're looking at it on my screen right now. It looks like hyperliquid. It's the hyperliquid of Binance, right? BNB.
I guess there's more to it. I guess they've got a stable coin, like an Athena like stable coin mechanism plugged into this.
Zooming the airdrop too.
I read through some of the.
Yeah, people were trading it yesterday. I mean, you can say it looks like UI UX looks like hyperliquid, but hyperliquid has volume, has liquidity. That's why hyperliquid is hyperliquid, right? Like it's managed to bootstrap insane amounts of liquidity. I don't think this has that, even though it looks good.
Sure.
So there was an airdrop. Was there a big airdrop or?
So I think the protocol's been around for a bit.
You want farming? Skill issue, man. Skill issue.
I bought yesterday 4 hours after the CZ post, so I was not early by any means. And it was a huge pain in the ass.
Classic. Well, I got bad news for you. I know
Clemente bought.
Clemente went long.
We're higher. He's up. He's up 5% since
actually. Wow,
it's massive win for Clemente.
Holy shit! So I just saw that and I thought of you right away. It's so funny. The comments second Clemente says something. It's actually wild. Anyway, so there was that. I think that's an interesting one to follow. I mean, I know what you mean, Mando, regarding like the liquidity, but like, bro, $4 billion for the hyperliquid of Binance or BNB?
Own BNB. BNB season. I mean, obviously, it's like it's had a bit of a run up here. It went from 700 to 1,000.
Yeah.
But this thing just looks like a well-controlled chart. BNB's always been a well-controlled chart. It has like the Tron aspect about it, where like just gradually goes higher. But particularly over the last month, it feels like somebody is just buying any dip in BNB.
It's insane.
The dips are so small. Because I when I bought some when we were speaking about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was waiting for moments to get in, and then it just kept on going higher. I was like, right, I just got to buy the bullet here and just buy some. And
yeah,
I'm up 11% on that. Like,
wow.
It's been 2-3 weeks, whatever it is. Like, it feels like this thing is, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely looks very, very good. I see our guest is in this too. Andrew's in there. So Tyler, was there anything else important that I
think we got to talk about the TokenWorks punk strategy announcement.
Oh yeah, let's go there. Let's send it.
So
we should actually get Renata on the show.
We alluded to this. So Renata and the TokenWorks team, they launched punk strategy a few weeks ago now. They hinted that they were going to build out the infrastructure to roll this out to other collections. And then yesterday they announced, yes, they've done it. So the perpetual NFT machine is they built the tech to allow other NFT collections to use this type of a token and smart contract setup. And as a quick refresher, effectively what punk strategy is, it's folks buy the token, 10% fees, 8% of those fees go to a treasury effectively. And when the treasury has enough ETH to buy a floor crypto punk, it does it. It automatically relists it 20% higher. If and when that punk sells, they will take the proceeds and buy and burn the punk strategy token. That's the core setup. Now they're rolling it out to basically every NFT. They're starting with 5 today. You see them on the screen. Ape strategy, Pudgy strategy, Dick Butt strategy, Burb strategy, and Media strategy.
Let's go.
I think they're all launching at a market cap of 50K. So this is going to be mania because all of these are going to go much higher than 50K. It would be a fun wager to think which of these is going to go the highest. I'd probably bet on Pudgy strategy. But that's also a little messy because someone on Abstract launched their own pudgy strategy yesterday.
No REKT guy strategy. What is this?
Yeah,
what the fuck?
dude, you'll be able to do one. They might not do it for you.
Yeah.
They're gonna roll this out to basically anyone who wants it.
No rug strategy. Someone's looking for rug radio NFTs.
Yeah,
It's perfect. We shouldn't do it. The community members should do it. Same for REKT, because REKT already has a token.
Yeah, we can't. We definitely can't do REKT.
I know you love launching tokens, man, though, but
I don't love launching tokens.
think about the FOMO hour thing. Man is like, "You do a pump fund," and then Obi was like, "Absolutely not."
Yeah, and then everyone was like, 24 hours was like, oh yeah, well, maybe.
And then
Here's what we do. Degenz live strategy.
Yeah.
We each launched creator capital market tokens. And then we launched this as a way to buy up.
I love that. There you go.
So there you have it. But, I mean, 50K market cap, they're going to be sniped. It's going to be chaos. And I think it's very interesting to see like which of these will perform the best, because there's some alpha at the lower end, right? Because you'll get a whole lot more turnover. So like MEBITs are like a 0.7, 0.8 floor. So if that token gets any volume at all, it's going to be churning through those.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is that why those NFT collections were hard today? It makes more sense now.
Yeah, probably. I mean, Danny's saying that it's going to be a catalyst for NFTs like Beeple was.
Maybe. I mean, I don't think it's going to be like a two.
Danny's been saying that. Danny's been saying that for about 5 years, brother. Gaming season every other week.
Music NFTs.
It's like Axie Infinity goes up 5%. He's like, I think gaming season's coming.
Punk strategy for me, real nice. Little cup and handle at all time highs.
Yeah, cup and handle. You just know when Tyler's got a bag. You know what I mean? Like,
brother, I say this to Tyler all the time. You just know, like, it's
I did buy punk strategy yesterday.
Like, I knew that he had an ASTER bag. The second, because I have my notification on for Tyler, right? The second is like 2 tweets fired up about ASTER. I'm like, I just know he bridged to BNB. You know what I mean?
100%.
To be fair, it was a post-worthy story.
And you're up. So win-win. And it is definitely post-worthy.
We understand. You are everyone's favorite KOL.
100%. Are you kidding me?
You are the Cupsy of NFTs and random DeFi stuff.
Dude, you're talking about a top 10 Kato Yapper leaderboard on a 12-month basis. This guy's got us cooked, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you're talking about the top of the food chain here. Anyways, that's enough playing around. Let's get Andrew. let's get Andrew here on stage. Andrew, what's up, man? Good morning. How you doing?
Hey guys, good morning. Thanks for having me. I'm doing well. How are you?
We're good, man. Nice background you got there. Look at that. All these games.
I got the Clano plushies and a little bit of Sesame Street and books that indicate that I might be smart, but we'll let people judge. We'll let people judge.
Yeah, I know. That's a good one. It makes me miss my background. Dude, Andrew, congratulations, first of all. That move, you guys sponsoring Crawford against Canelo. Woo!
Yeah.
Well, huh?
That was big, guys. I mean, people don't realize how big that is, because that event is like, I think the numbers on that are like 75 million viewers on Netflix. It's like a momentous. And then I don't know how many people follow boxing, but Terrence winning that fight might be one of the most momentous boxing matches in the last like 50 years or something. So it was mega. And the opportunity came like literally on a Tuesday night. Sponsor got an X'd, like, we got to move. Can you do like contract logo content? And you got like 2 days to just like start doing all that stuff. But luckily we got like a really kick-ass team here. So we engaged everybody and just went very, very quickly on everything. But basically everybody's been working 2 weeks nonstop, day and night. So it was good. It was awesome. Very, very good. Great outcome. And probably a lot more things that we're going to be doing with Terrence in the future, especially now that he got the win. He's sort of like our brand champion a little bit of anybody can be nobody, which is a slogan we love. And I think everyone, it resonates with everyone, I think.
I love the slogan. I want to get into this into the more details about the whole, Terrence Crawford stuff. I'm actually genuinely curious after this, like, to see, like, how did that play out? How did that work out? Why'd you do it, etc. But first, maybe why don't we start from the beginning here? You're the CEO of Clanosaurus. Clano, obviously, like, if you look into the Solana NFT ecosystems, arguably like top
What is
collection
that?
right now,
What is
right?
that?
Right, like no, I know.
I'm playing with you. Yeah.
No, like, meaning like you guys are probably like one of the top, anyways, top movers, one of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
best collectors there, doing the most. So why don't you give us a little intro about who you are and like what you do here?
Yeah. Well, I'm the CEO of Kraken and Circle. Like you said, Kraken and Circle is most often associated to the NFT collection, which, to your point, I think it's top 2 right now.
Yeah.
Usually, I think we launched in November 2022. So since then, we've basically been, I would say, between top 3 and top 5, like the whole time. Just steady for the course and keep building. And then because Kraken and Circle is associated to that particular collection, and then we've done a few other things now. So you see on the page there, Popkins is another collection we did on Sui. That brand's grown out into a really big thing where we're now, have franchise partners with Gameloft for a mobile game, Media One for a TV show, and so on. But actually, we're a studio, and because we're still called Kraken and Circle, and we'll make a studio announcement probably in October. I think we were planning around it in the next few weeks. But at the studio level, we represent a lot of different IPs, and one of the IPs that came along was Nobody Sausage. So, and Nobody Sausage, for those who don't know, and people often don't, they're like, a lot of people are like familiar with it, but they've seen it because they just they're on TikTok or Instagram. It's actually it's literally the biggest character brand on social media. Like there is no bigger character brand on social media. The only social media accounts.
Do you want to give numbers to that just so people understand?
35 million followers, about 1 billion views a year, and for those of you who know social media, that is 100% organic. It's not a single bot view or follower, which is actually unheard of at that level, because it's a single artist. So Gael Cabral, because we've got a great creative team of animators and artists, he reached out to us about doing things like this, and that's how we kind of got into the pie together. But this guy has built the whole thing on his own and gave us the opportunity to jump in across the brand, so backwards into Web3, if you will, and building out that kind of layer, and then into these other things like the Terrence fight, and we've got a whole other pipeline of things for the next 6 to 9 months. We're already looking beyond that for different projects. So it's there's a stacked pipeline of things happening. Yeah.
Dude, this is sick. Congratulations. I didn't know that Klano kind of started operating on a studio level, and then
that's why we got to do this announcement, because I think we've been saying it in these kinds of places, but until you announce it, it's a little bit confusing.
You think of Klano, you think of the NFT collection. Obviously,
I know
you guys are doing some plushies, some toys, some games, design, like motion studio, like everything. Like I'm familiar with you guys and your team, in Montreal. So it's like, I know you guys are chads when it comes to like motion picture and like movie type shit. It's cool. So how did Nobody Sausage enter Web3? Because I obviously know it, like going scroll Instagram reels, all the cute little thing, funny stuff. So how did that happen? Because we talked about you guys on the show with Easy, Tyler and I, like months ago.
Oh yeah.
So we've seen the token, obviously, but how did that happen? Like why are they getting to this?
So actually, like, Gael is an animator, right? Or motion animator. Like he's an artist on his own. And he, because of the size of his account, he had all kinds of inflow of different people knocking on his door to do a token. Especially, token season wasn't long ago, maybe still here, but meme token season. And so, he's very reserved about, like, it's a big brand. Like, what do I do? What I don't do? So he's done some partnerships like Hugo Boss and Netflix, but was like very hesitant versus Web3. He came across one of, I think it was Cab's sort of like talks. Actually, it's like an animation centric podcast. I think it has like 800 views or something. Like it's somewhere in animation world on YouTube. And he came across that and it's like, oh shit, like these guys are actually in this Web3 thing where it seems to be there's some opportunity. However, I didn't know how to operate. So he reached out to us. We kind of pointed him in the right direction. And we knew the guys over at MoonPay and Moonit. So they launched it on that. We were sort of like a degree of separation there, just sort of advising a friend with the intent of hopefully helping on socials on our side. And then as he got into the deep end of Web3, it just like needed a lot more help on, as we all know, the noise that comes with that, all the people, expectations, chart management, if you will, but like, how do you convey the things you're doing? So after they launched in April, we just jumped in and started doing more and more and more and more. And now today it's like a full-fledged partnership doing, like I said, up and down both directions, Web3 curious. And we kind of pitched him on it. I know the right way to do it in our sense is like, how do you build a brand that is not just leaning on Web3 from an extractive perspective, but like building and curating a fandom for the benefit of everybody and contribution from everybody, and then translating that into real brand growth.
Wow. And yeah, you guys are doing a lot with MoonPay. It's true. I see MoonPay supporting it, and obviously this nobody sausage meme.
Yeah.
Is all over. Well, you guys are tapped in, like FOMC posts already, like all these like prediction markets. We partnered together on predictions. Like this is cool. Like, you guys are really.
Well, this is the power of the infrastructure.
He's got the rec drink in there, dude.
Yeah, we're doing something with REKT too soon. So that was yeah. So I thought we're working on that. Those guys are a great team, so we're excited. But it's we're engaging on the partnerships on both sides, and that's the crazy thing is like you could do these things with Terrence and Mike Tyson and these kinds of guys, and then you could do things with Warner Brothers and Nickelodeon. We got Pudgies. You kind of get this directionality both ways, and believe it or not, when you're the biggest character brand in social media, you can call just about anybody. And I'll tell you, like, Klano's great. We get a lot of great inflow and calls, and we're doing a lot of cool shit. But there's like this pent up energy inside of Nobody's Sausage because Guile's built up this great brand. And it's just on socials. It hasn't really done much. So you can call just about anybody. And we're having a field day with it. There's no door that we can't open with it.
Dude, I'm getting bulled up right now. Holy shit. We may have to buy this like post-fight dip, Tyler Mando. We gotta that shit was running like crazy to the fight. We looked at it on stream. I don't know here to fight like tomorrow.
Well, you guys know this token stuff more than I do. Like, I mean, we just create fundamental value, right? Like we just bring the fucking value. But
it's looking good, dude.
I think people see the fight and they're like, sell the news. But we're not a one-trick pony. We got like 100 more things. So I can start railing things off, but we're gonna do more things with Terrence. I had a call with his team earlier this week, another one today, and there's a lot more things to go down that avenue, and just a bunch of stuff, guys.
I love this clip.
Anybody can be a nobody, like I said, and that's all they say. I've been fighting is nobodies. So what can they say now? Somebody tell me, what can you say now?
You can say congratulations.
That's it. What can you say? Any words?
That was nice. I mean, he did cook Canelo. I'm not gonna lie. That was good. So we kind of already went into like how this Terrence Crawford partnership came about. But like, what does it mean? Because look, we've seen a lot of meme coins partner with Web2 brands, sports teams, etc. Maybe not to this extent. Like, I do think this was probably top 3 biggest ever, if not one of the biggest. Because
I would love to know what 1 and 2 are if I'm only 3.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that was the biggest. Because like, I can't for meme coin level. It's maybe the biggest, right? I don't know if Mando and Tyler.
I don't have the leaderboard.
I don't have one either.
I'm only being cheeky.
Doge aside and Elon telling Doge.
Yeah,
like,
put Doge and Elon aside.
Fair.
I can't really think of anything.
Netflix, the whole thing was all over the place. I watched the beginning of the fight, and it was just there. And Netflix fights are huge. Like 75 million people watching. I love when fights are on Netflix. It's so much easier. I'm so tired of the pay-per-view shit. So I thought that was genius to like partner with them when they do that. So like, what does it mean though for a coin now? Because you just said it. Some people just buy the news. The coins are. What does it mean though? For why do that?
Yeah. So look, I think I can drone on about like where meme tokens are today and where I think the future is, but I can tell you also from like the studio level and what the actual objectives are for everything we're doing at the studio, including Nobody's Sausage, is that, the idea is simple. Like all the big brands of the future, they will not exist if they do not materially bring their fans along for the ride, right? Like the concept being that, it's so competitive out there, whether it's content or product, but specifically in content, right? Like you cannot not reward the fans, especially the early fans, for the things they bring to the table, right? Watching the content, sharing the content, and fans aren't, incentivized or paid for doing that. You've got platforms like Patreon and Kickstarter where fans literally have given like $8 billion in the last few years, literally just to see content be made. They get nothing in return for it. So there's like capital formation, there's fan contributions, and none of these fans get a single dime of the upside. The thought at large is build fandom in Web3 because it's a great place to do it, but it also has this advent of ownership and also blockchain and transparent ledger where we could track who's doing what and what those contributions are and what their value is. And then that kind of is the rocket fuel for these brands to grow, right? And so on the back of that, in those growth phases, you're rewarding these fans with material sort of like upside that you see on the brand side, right? And you're not just saying, oh, thank you for your contribution, adios, right? Yeah. And it's too competitive to do that. like the example we give is like, Star Wars comes out in the 70s. For 20 years, they don't do anything. Still a mega brand. Who held the torch for 20 years? The fans. And what did the fans get for that? Absolutely nothing. And then Star Wars sells to Disney for whatever it was, $8 billion or something like that. Every one of those fans has only seen Disney wreck the brand completely. And they're the ones who actually contributed to it being a brand in the first place. That worked back then because there wasn't as much competition. The here and now, you need to bring the brands along for the ride. And that's kind of this two-way channel that we think is really, really important. So the token conveys like these meme sort of like the mimetic sort of, brand value that otherwise doesn't appear on a balance sheet or financially speaking. But it also, we think, needs to convey itself into real sort of equity, if you will, in a longer term, on a longer term cycle, right? So that's the plan. That's what we're working on at large, and Nobody Sausage is a part of that.
I love that. I also name is always Nobody Sausage. Gail's pretty. it's pretty hilarious. And then I guess last question for you. You can, I'm loving this interview. I think it's really good. You kind of alluded to it at the end for Terrence. You guys obviously a big studio. You know what you're talking about. It's not like quick in and out. So what else is coming up for Nobody Sausage? Give us something.
So there's a few avenues. So I mentioned REKT, and there's a few other some of these Web3 partnerships with pudgies and things like that. Yeah. Then on like that Terrence line. So there's like an athletic line, let's say, where we think now the anybody can be nobody slogan applies itself really well. Terrence is our champion, but now we're getting a lot of inflow from other athletes. And so I don't know. So I'll give you an example of one I like, but won't apply itself to Nobody Sausage. But think about this kind of person that's like this like underdog, but actually a performer, or the questioned athlete, if you will. So think of like a Jeremy Lin, if you remember Jeremy Lin, like basketball back like maybe a decade ago. Yeah. Right. This guy comes off the bench and like lights it up, and everyone's getting behind him. They're rallying behind him because who doesn't love a story of like the unexpected guy? And so the anybody can be nobody slogan, I think, is something that applies itself really well down that athletic channel, which we've now opened up en masse. Then there's all kinds of sort of artistic installations and things like that. And installation sounds kind of boring, but we're doing some of the biggest things that exist in this world. So, I could say, but there's one in particular that's rather infamous in Web3, and no one's done it, but we can do it because we have the size and capacity to do that. That's going to happen in December. Then there's like the regular sort of events and Art Basel, and we can attract really great sort of artists and make these events not just a collection of our community, but a collection of our community coupled with like really interesting people like these athletes, like real sort of, DJs and music artists and so on and so forth. And then artists themselves, so create like that really community that achieves things on both ends. Ultimately, the brand is meant to be this like counterculture, but whimsical brand, right? So I think when most people think counterculture, they're like, it's like one side likes it, the other side's like dark for the other side. And obviously, I'm not going to get political here, but we can live in a very like sort of divided world right now. Yeah. But often you talk to people directly, and like everyone gets along. It's just this sort of like media droning that kind of ruins things. Yeah. And so the idea is like have this whimsical counterculture where like both sides of a joke can laugh at it. And Nobody Sausage does that so well. And Gael in particular is like a hilarious guy. Like he just knows he does it naturally. So this whimsical counterculture and the slogan, anybody can be nobody, it applies itself all across these different avenues. And then behind that stuff, you've got like, normal licensing, consumer product stuff where we can open doors for all kinds of products, whether it's Pop Mart or Walmart, and you can do both. And, you have your high-end collectible stuff, and you might have a more run-of-the-mill line as well. Yeah. And we've got partners that we're talking to now to engage on that stuff as well. So it's the whole brand building bit. And people don't know this, but our team, like you said, like how do you do the content and all this stuff so quickly?
Well, you have top team, yeah.
We're 45 people. Our creative team used to do this.
Studios in Montreal are insane.
Yeah, we're in Montreal. We have some people over in different places, but we're in Montreal. When you're in town, you got to visit, man. And then we've got brand guys who have done this for decades for Nike and for Louis Vuitton and for Gucci. And then we've got marketing guys who've been doing socials for like as well, like a decade. And socials are only a decade old. That's like the whole life of social. And then you've got marketing guys who did this for gaming. They launched Assassin's Creed, for Christ's sake. So we got a kick-ass team that knows what they're doing all across the whole brand building, slate, if you will. So you just plug that team in, and we'd rock and roll.
Wow, he's a good CEO, guys. No, like he can talk, huh?
It's
Tyler's-
ironic because I'm the only person who can't do any of these things. No,
you just know that tomorrow, if Tyler's talking about nobody's sausage, he slammed the buy. Mando, he's slamming it right now. He's slamming it.
I hope so, man. I hope so. It's big. It's big. It's going to be big.
Dude,
And we're selective, eh? We don't work with anybody. We've been approached by a lot of interesting IPs, big IPs that people would know. Like, I'm not going to put them on blast because I'm not going to tell you who we didn't do with. But like, Nobody's Sausage was one that we loved, and there's brands that we've been approached by that are bigger than Nobody's Sausage, or people would know, and then obviously not social media because there's nothing bigger, and we just didn't think it worked. But this one works. We're very selective, so we don't just plug that team into anything.
Okay, perfect. So I love that. No, I love the mix. Like, I love that you're doing Pudgy and REKT, and then you're doing Crawford. Like, for me, it means that you have an understanding of both sides. Here, which is fun because obviously REKT and Pudgy are like two of our favorites, even on the show here. I mean, Mando's already a co-founder of REKT, so it's like we love REKT. And then obviously we love Pudgy and what they're doing there. So awesome. Well, listen, Andrew, thank you for coming. Hopefully we do some more stuff together. When you have the next big one, come in. Let's do some markets together and let's have fun. Appreciate you, man.
All right. Cheers, guys. Thanks for having me.
Ciao. Wow, that was bullish. All right, let's do this. Let's pick 2 winners for the YEET giveaway today. We'll do 2 tomorrow, but guys, that was exciting. I like when people know what the fuck they're talking about. You know, when people come on the show. Mando, you muted. Sorry, Tyler. I meant Tyler muted. Oh, I like that. That was good. Fuck, that was really good. All right, Krylocks. Wait, this person won again. Krylocks, congratulations. Are you here? Krylocks 7. Kind of sounds like. What's up, Charlie?
We may have to respin for that one. Krylocks won, I think, 2 weeks ago.
Right. Is there like a 1 month? Yeah, that's what I thought. There is a 30. I mean, that's a known rule. There's a 30.
Sorry, Krylocks.
Sorry, Krylocks. There you go. Even he's like, how? Well, sorry, man. We have to rug it. Oh, we love you, though. We love you, but we do have a rule. 30 days. Oh, he says no problem. Appreciate it, Krylocks. Appreciate it. All right. Who's it? A Patel 42. And then see you better. A Patel 42. Tyler, we're gonna get him on Plinko today. We're gonna get him. A Patel is here. Let's fucking go. And Vera, let's go. Vera. A Patel's here. I love that. Shout out to Krylocks. Take it like a champ. Oh, King Veyron, they just won. King Veyron that he won Lamb Chop like last week. Sorry, we're putting you back on ice. All right, next spin. King Veyron is the lad that made like 221K. Oh, Lamb Chop. All right. What is bubbling? Oh, I don't think he's won. Has Basil won? I don't think he has. And we fuck with this guy. He's been posting clips. He started clipping us. I noticed that over the weekend. I don't think he's won. I think we're good, right, Tyler? Clean? All right. There you go. Basil Weeds. There you go. He's here. There you go. Oh, yeah. He won, but it was like a year and a half. It was back in our Robot days. All right. Well, you know the rules. If you're watching us if you're a new watcher watching us on X, if you get on kick.com/Degenz live and sign up to us every day, Monday to Friday, we pick a winner to come and win some money on the show. The reason we're doing 2 today is because we didn't do it yesterday, so we double up today. And tomorrow we're picking 2 as well. But on Fridays, the thing is we pick a lucky subscriber to give the subscribers a chance to win even more. So here, Tyler, what do you propose that we do here? We have 2 winners, so we'll do 2 rounds. Let me take a screenshot. Pre-giveaway. Okay, what do we do? Like, so they each won $500. So if you're picked, you win $500 right off the bat. So congratulations to our 2 winners. You each make 500 USDT. Now you have $500 to spend on YEET. I do have to go in a second. I'm gonna be on Ethos' stream in a second. So if you don't catch me here after this, you catch me there. What should we do, Ty? Should we just rip it $1,000 amount and then like they split in half the gain? It's like,
yeah, let's do that. We could do 4 $250 balls. Maybe lower the variance a little bit.
Let's do what? Medium variance?
What if we do low? What does low look like?
That's not bad. Okay, so we do what? 4 times 250
Mm-hmm.
on slow. So okay, 4 balls is 250. Low volatility. Let's do. No, that's not. Let's do 16 rows. We just to keep it fun.
Yeah.
You like that?
Let's do it.
All right. It's time to empty the casino. Well, there's 4 balls. So congratulations to our winners. You're gonna split what you make here on top of the 500 you each made. Let's bet. All right. Here we go. Come on. Even on low, Tyler. Even on low. No. Dude, the other way. The other way.
Okay.
Oh. No, they just want. So they still made money. I just don't know how much, but they made a little bit of money. I think. Now they may have made like $100 more each. I think something like that. We'll do the math and we'll pay you guys. Anyways, at 50 each. So you still made 550 ahead. Not bad. Congratulations. And with that, we'll sell tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the episode of FOMO Hour on Rug Radio. Let's go.